What's up, guys? I'm Jake. I'm here with a top 16 deck profile. Got Asian Persuasion.
Yes.
Who we got here? What did you say?
I'm Adrian Gonzales, and I finished in top 16, losing to Time to Pack, which will hopefully win the event, so that I feel a lot less worse about that.
Hey, you played against a good player.
Yeah,
That's good.
It's fine.
How was
Yeah,
the
that
match?
entire Tauka was stacked. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
He destroyed me.
Oh, this is perfect.
He
Albany.
destroyed me. But then lost to the same deck the next round, so whatever.
That's hilarious. I love Albany's.
For sure. He was pretty chill to play against, for sure.
Yeah.
He was like, I see you all the time in Tauka's like, how many tops you got? It's like 5. It's like, oh, nice, I got 8. It's like, oh, shit.
Oh shit.
Have you got any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to my sponsor, TGS Gaming. This is just my local game store, and like, yeah, one of the owners is just like sponsors me, and like a returning player, which will hopefully make a pretty cool debut in Minneapolis.
Oh, okay. That's
Nice.
soon.
It's Marcus Hayden.
Oh, let's go. What up, Marcus?
What up, Mark?
Yeah. So shout out to them. Yeah, just shout out to like my friends. Yeah, that's it.
For sure, man. Let's get into
Let's see the goo.
So I played Spright with the Life Twin cards.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So it's 3 blue, 3 jet, carrot, red, carrot, and pixies. So like this is like self-explanatory, right? And, like one of this is like fine. This was like double red, and like that was good for like a little bit, and like I wasn't super convinced about this, as I'm sure like a lot of people just aren't. But in like this deck specifically, like you have like small monsters that like can only do stuff during the main phase. So this just like protects your board from like being baited or like being just forced through. So like I would full combo and I just let my opponent play, because like unless they kill me, like they're losing that turn. Like on my next turn they will lose. So this just like stopped them from being able to kill me. It also comes up because with the like the extra extender that the deck plays, you can sometimes like jet into starter, and then like later in turn blue search pixies, and like it's already in your hand during your first turn, and you still like set up toad, pink, and elf. And this is just like chilling in your hand the whole time. It's like a way to like set up like additional defense without like committing to the board, which is like really huge. And like every time you full combo, like I feel like I just won. Like there was no way. Like if you dark ruler me, you lose, because I have, when it gets back to my turn, like I'll have like 7 cards or so. Like yeah.
Yeah, your clapback is broken.
Yeah. Exactly. For the rest of the like Spright package, smashers and few starters. For a little bit, I had like cut this entirely, as I'm pretty sure like some people did. But then like mine was getting like very, very popular, and like people were still playing it, even though like this deck has a Broton out. Like the theory made sense, because like you just bait this and then like you mine them. So I figured I'd put it in my main deck. It was like really, really good. Yeah, I didn't break on it. That was why I like cut it. Like you'd open weird hands where you don't open like any of these, and you have this, and you need the Life Twins to resolve to get you to these, and then they negate the Gigantic Spray, and like this is just dead. You don't have engine rolling, and like you pray that they just don't have the Gigantic at that point. That was good. No complaints. I'd play it again for sure. For the Life Twin package, it was this for like the monsters, and like I guess the 3 Tenki. So for a little bit, I was like being cute, and it was like 2 of these, because what would come up like a decent amount, like if you open like 2 of these, is making toad with like double this and using Gigantic to detach one of them so that you have the pink and loop. But that was like just being way too cute, I guess. So eventually, like again, it was too cute, so I just made this one, because it made made this card like crazy.
Yeah, droplets. That's how
I mean,
Albany's
the
got
droplet
money.
was insane, absolutely absurd.
Did you like this package?
Yeah, I think this like, I don't know if it's like the best way to like play Sprite, but I think it introduces like, it helps a lot more issues than it introduces, and like the only issue it introduces is like your extra deck. You have to like play the cards, and like if you don't draw them, like those extra deck cards are dead, and like your grind game kind of relies on you having these in rotation.
Yeah.
But like after European ads with like Mattel talking and doing so well, and there was other people too, but Mattel got the furthest, so got a shout out to him out. He taught playing Mannequin Cat, and like that like fixes the issue, right? Because like turn 2, like if you get into like a grind game situation, you're able to just like spit both of these out from your deck and get that engine rolling. So like that fixed like the complete issue of like that, well, somewhat, but like yeah,
Cool.
it helps for sure. And like this also just makes it like really hard for your opponent to like beat you, like recouping the life that you lose off like starter and stuff. For frogs, it was Street Swap and Ronin. So like in this build, like in like early testing, it was like this. It was because like drawing these really sucks whenever you have like light spinning and stuff, and like whenever you draw one, so it'd be in your hand, you summon this, like send this to grave. You'd have to like bounce, discard a card for no reason at all just to get it in grave. And like that was just like very neg. So like I didn't think that itself was enough to justify the third, but it would like come up in like grind games a lot, and like it just allowed you to like play very aggressively with the frogs rather than like having to take care of resources.
Yeah, it's like the best package.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You get rid of this damn toad.
I don't know. It'd be hard to like hit this deck. Like, you can set up interruptions, but like, I don't know if like it could be a tier 1 deck losing to Regeki.
True.
Like, you turn off
pretty
smashes and you out the whole board. Like,
Yeah, more carrot control, you know.
Yeah.
Control.
So I played not like too many hand traps, but like a few, a good amount.
Impactful.
Yeah, just like the most versatile ones. This was like Vader, like 2 days before the event, because it was like very versatile. But it was just like, it wasn't impactful against like Tier and Spright a lot of the time. So it was like, I'd pick like a slightly less versatile card, but that helped to beat those matchups.
Were you happy with these 9?
Yeah, these 9 were like great, yeah. This is like, whenever hand traps stop being a thing, this becomes like crazy, because then people start to like build their like FTK decks that lose to Ash, so like sit back. And then Imprim's like obviously just like craziest hand trap. But it honestly would like, ever since this card's been printed, just like Ash, like it's been in every deck except in Retro World format.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, this card's insane. As like others will mention, like it can't be balanced, it can't be called by.
good
It's a
against
trap
floodgates.
card. Yeah, it's good against floodgates. That matters a lot too sometimes. That's
Not
why.
once per turn.
When it was just a secret, it was $100 card and they gave
Yeah.
floodgates. Yeah, like card's really good. It gets plays through red. For like additional like flexible like board breaker cards, it was D. So like drop is just crazy. Like in like when you're theorying the deck, it like doesn't make sense because you need like a lot of cards to play, and like that's why like Dark Ritter is like really good because you keep the hand advantage to like play the game. So like after testing it and everything, and like I was like, oh, okay, cards like really good. At first I'd side it out versus Mirror, and I would just keep it in like against everything because like it's just really crazy. It's basically the inverse of Dark Ruler except better at the same time. So like we're with Dark Ruler, which I guess I'll show. I also played it.
We're never losing to that.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
So I played 3 Dark Ruler. So this is the inverse of this, because with this, you like play this and use the rest of your hand to like generate advantage to like break the board. Whereas this is the opposite: is you use the cards you already have and you use your like 1 or 2 remaining cards to just like put up bodies and you just attack over everything. So it like fixes the issue of like dealing with big monsters, which is like really really important in like a deck like this. So it is just the inverse of this. This one keeps card advantage, and this one like uses it to like out the monsters immediately. These 6 were crazy, yeah.
Like it.
No complaints about playing it. This card's like also really good with like the tanky search one of the live twins, then normal summon the live twin, and then like they will chain like red or something because they want to keep the Omni negate to be flexible. So they will like chain red to negate, and you just chain droplet, negate everything. Then you summon the other one from deck, the Clair effect, and like that. You just play through so much for free.
Yeah.
Called by is called by, and then I wanted like an extra like flexible going first and going second card. Don't know exactly how many. How many was it? I think it's 17. So 17, I played 43. So 17 and 43, you main decked. You have like a 66% chance of opening 2. And like most of these were like good in drawing 2, and that's like just in 5. So like with like Droplet and Dark Ritter like alone breaking like the Spright board, like it's really good. So like this one was like probably the next best thing that was like flexible, and like my only issue with it was that it was dead unless you like opened a normal summon, because you like want to be able to go like normal summon effect and like
Trigger
do that
live
like when
twins.
you go in second. Yeah, like with the live twins, it's crazy. Going first, it's also just crazy. Like removing bodies is insane. And then so like you like pink link, revive blue link, pop a card, and then distribute the pink link, take a monster, and then blue revive the pink and draw a card. It's yeah,
Rip
like,
a hand
it
trap.
was just like really good. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Rip
all
hand
the time.
traps. Yeah, all the time.
Every time.
Yeah. I'd play it again. It was like good. Round 1, I was playing versus Eldritch, and he had Shadow Imprisoned Mirror and Rivalry up. And I just summoned a 3200 Gigantic Spright and just kept attacking because he only had 1 like Spell and Traps card zone for Engine. So I just kept outing his Golden Lord. And then when he finally established the Golden Lord, he was at 1500 attack. And I went attack. He went Sanguine Summon. I'm like, redeclare on the thing. Switch it to attack mode. And he was like, sure, I take 700. I'm like, whoa. Damage step, drop
game.
Yeah. For the last 2 cards is Prosperity. So like, and that's like you like draw a lot of cards, and your main combo like draws cards. So at 3, I like found myself drawing this way too much. Like it's weird because I like really like this card, so it was like really hard for me to not play 3 of this. Like it's probably incorrect anyway, but like I don't know, you like draw it off pink a little bit too much, and you like kind of want to cut it.
That's fair.
I will say though that this probably should have just been like Desires. I'm just like way too scared of banishing like too many 1-0s in my deck. But like yeah, like if I had more time to test Desires, like I would, because then you like draw 3, like that's pretty good. For extra deck, we got my Token Marie.
Yes.
3 of, I had like cut the 3rd, because then like I don't know, it's like how some other people would say, like you don't really summon the 3rd too much unless you're playing the Brave build, because that build uses like 2 turn 1 sometimes. So like in that build you kind of have to play 3, but like most of the time like you just have the 3rd in your extra deck just to like as a safety net, like in case like when you're winning there's like some scenario that runs through your head, you're like, okay, my opponent's 3 cards are exactly these 3 cards, I need a 3rd. But like I don't know, like how many times is that actually gonna happen? So like I don't think I ever summoned the 3rd one, but again it's just like a safety net. I don't know, like the card I cut for it was the Downer from the Zeus package. So Like, I think I summoned Zeus twice. Once I couldn't overlay down it over it because I took my opponent's XYZ monster. You will see in a bit. Well, I guess with like Econ, but I also decided to change of heart. And then the other time, it like kind of mattered not having the downer, but like I had opened my 5-card hand once like the round started. I won a Dairo. I'm like, pass. So like that can happen sometimes, which is why I also like wanted to play like the live twin cards because it's just extra engine too. Like my issue with like the pure Spright deck was like one, it was just like the extra deck was garbage in my opinion, and then you just didn't have enough engine to do like those crazy like 2-3 card combos that like play through hand traps enough at the time. For Evil Twinlings, it was these and this. I really like this card. I also sided Ultimate Slayer, which is another reason. But like, I'd probably play this anyway. This just makes it like really easy to like get a kill button, like on the crackback. Just like this revive this, this revive this pop their like monster, make this, and that's already almost game. If you have like any extender, you can make a Gigantic Spright 32, like before activating these effects, obviously. And that's 87 damage, so like that's game. It's just like really easy game. The same reason why other people play Access Code. For like the Charmers, it's Area and Dark. Dark is like pretty self-explanatory, but like another thing in this deck is that you have like Dark normal summons and not Water normal summons. So like you can like do live twin stuff. The live twin cards get you to your Spright engine, and then Gigantic Spright can like get you to your frogs. So like with one engine you can get access to all 3 going second and like against anything playing the Spright cards. Which is another thing that I didn't like in like the pure deck, is that like it didn't make sense to like play this at all over like the 3rd elf unless you're like playing around cherries actively with that. Because like if you're normal summoning like a water monster, and then you're special summoning Jet to search to make this, then you already have like your full rotation of cards. So like you don't need that, in my opinion. But yeah, it's like, again, really good in this deck because you have Dark normal summons. This card, I think it solves the mirror. Like in the early testing, I found that the only thing you really had to deal with was this card. Like after you crack their board, like if you can get rid of this card, it's so hard for them to play. And like I was looking through like the XYZs, like what can get rid of Tone to run into it, and like even if it's for a turn or something, like and like when I discovered this card, more so I saw like somebody else playing it, like it was really good because I was like, that literally fixes everything. And then like obviously it can take swaps. Rarely do I actually ever take the Toad because I'd rather like take swap, send like an extra extender because of the Ronin having an extra banish, then make my own Toad after that if I want to take that line. If your hand's good enough, you can take the Ronin and then overlay with that, and then the attach special summon one from deck.
Yeah,
which
fixes
is
the mirror, yeah.
Yeah, which is another reason why I wanted 3 of those, because you need to be able to do that.
Alright.
Then for like utility link, it was Cerberus. So like obviously it works well with this. It's a link too, and again going back to when I was playing like the pure version, I'd have, or even this version too, I'd have like Unicorn, just like non-link 2 rank 2 monsters in my extra deck, and literally never summon them ever. So it's like, okay, why am I playing these cards if I'm just never summoning them? I would just like find cards that like actually come up and like play those.
Yeah.
Good. And then for XYZ is double Gigantic Spright, self-explanatory. Mannequin Cat, again, like solves the issue of like not drawing these things. It helps against a lot against Tear, because you can like normal summon, like if you like stop their board or like negate it, Dark Relay or like whatever. Say you like clear everything but Snow, then like a live twin deals with Snow, because you live twin, you summon 2 monsters. They're never gonna book you. Then you summon this. You go effect target their snow. So now it's forced out of the grave. And then when the snow is summoned, you could just do this, target one of their darks, get blue, get jet, and like play from there. So that was like ultimately what convinced me to play this outside of just like summoning the twins. And then Toad and Zeus.
Nice.
For the side, this is the part that everybody's gonna hate me for. So I played Ultimate Slayer with like the brick and like the fusion side.
How was this?
This card's insane. So it's like really good since I played like 6 like board breakers, right? So like if you draw this in combination with like other board breakers, it's at worst MST, which is like also like good, right? Because like you can't like side and back removal and like have to deal with like the board that they established, the monsters. So like this being able to be like paired with Dark Ruler to just not only out like say a big link, but also just like the link for just like getting rid of a back row. Like if you know it's Sulic or just like I don't know, like a Droplet, Super Poly. Get rid of like the runic field spells against that matchup. Yeah, it's just like very flexible and like that's what I went for my side deck because there's like a lot of decks. There's like 2 decks, but there's a lot of variations of those 2 decks. So it's like really hard to like pick a specific way you want to like deal with them. So I just like figured that my side deck would be built to like redefine my main deck and just deal with the decks that way, which again I'll get to. I sided to Nib. It was for the tier matchup because I don't know, they just really like playing into Nib.
They do.
Walk into Nib.
I probably wish I had a third. It probably should have been 3. It was just like a last second decision, so like I found space for 2 and like we got to that.
The only thing I could suggest is maybe include this into the extra deck, free up a space for Nibiru, and then maybe cut an elf. Depends on what I do think.
Yeah,
free
that's
elf
what I
is
wanted to
essential.
do. Yeah, it was either that or like play the Donnered.
Well, I really like how this can just break tier boards and Spright boards, and if you
like,
go first,
it breaks down any like 1-card combo boards,
Yeah.
which like Sprites do like quite a bit. Like Elf Toad is like okay, get rid of the elf, and then this get rid of the Toad.
Yeah,
It's like board broken.
nice.
So it was like basically a better gamma in like most scenarios, I think, because you have like a much higher chance of getting to this card than you do with gamma.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's the new gamma for sure.
Yeah. So for like the rest of the side is just like a lot more one-ofs.
Okay.
Most of them are actually at 1. So for those, it's Pank. Again, just very flexible. Change of heart, very
I
flexible.
heard Albany's lost a lot.
Wow, you really
Monster
are playing
Reborn.
Jesus.
Again, very flexible. It's since this one like ain't going first and second versus Mirror, I had like some people making fun of me because they're like, you should have just mained it at that point if you're like citing it and going first and second. It's like, yeah, maybe, but it's like just for the Mirror or like anything that plays Spright cards. Duster and the last one's Reboot. Yeah, like
Self-explanatory.
yeah,
Back
like
to
this
X.
one's flexible. And, like played against Ryan, who was playing the Exo Sister deck. This took his XYZ, made Zeus clear.
Broken.
Yeah. For like the rest of these cards are like back removal cards. So Storm, Cosmic, and Smasher. So a second Smasher went in when like going first against everything. So you see, I don't play like any like hard going first cards, and that's because like you draw a lot of cards. So like if my board does get like broken or stopped, I don't want to have like trap cards after drawing 4 cards in my hand. So like just having like these 2 to like be gamma, and this one just like these 3 are just like better than Dark Ruler like post side. Like these are really good in the mirror, and then this one is just like a second optimistic mind if it gets to that point.
For sure.
This Cosmic, it was just like to respect the like pure runic deck, honestly, because it was like
A twin before, and like at that point probably could have been like a lightning storm. But I don't know. I just heard like a lot of people talking about that deck, a lot of people being scared of playing versus that deck. So I was like,
Yeah.
I guess.
Gotta have the
Yeah.
non.
Like this used to be a Cosmic, but like after seeing Paulo play 3, I was like, damn, he really thinks that card's good. So I was like, it's a better Cosmic.
So overall, you're happy with that list?
Yeah, very happy. Yeah, like if I had more time versus Pac, he had like E-Red, Droplet, Griffin, Baron, and like with a singular Droplet, broke his whole board. I would have like specialed Pank if I had more time. Special Pank out the back row, normal summon Live Twin as the last card, and then I could do like the Mannequin Zeus play.
Yeah.
That like Mattel showed, and like that would win me the match if I had time.
Yeah.
But like, unfortunately, I couldn't get that for it.
For sure.
Good job on top 16, and I'm sure we'll see you again soon.
Thank you for the
All right,
next.
thanks for the deck profile, bro.
Thank you.